Hello besties, you're welcome back to my channel. So this is the part 2 of this jumpsuit video. You can see how nice it is on my body, from the armhole area to the zipper at the back. Everything is relaxing well. So if you've not seen the part 1, I'll drop the link in the description box for you to go and see it so that you understand what we're doing in this part 2. So in the part 1 video, we stopped at getting the collar done, attaching the paper stay and sewing it. So here now I'm turning it to the right side, then I'll go ahead and iron it. After ironing it, this is what we have. So I'll go ahead and cross check the measurement if it's still up to 18 inches after sewing the both edge, and it's up to 18 inches. So after that, the next thing we have to do now is to cut facing for the front pattern. Like I said before, you are meant to add your facing before joining the shoulders, okay? So you don't make this mistake. It will be way easier for you to add your facing before joining shoulders, but it totally escaped me, okay? So here I am trying to get the facing for the front pattern. So in this jumpsuit, there is no lining anywhere. I basically just use facing and bias to pipe the necessary areas. That's how I made it. So I'll just go ahead and cut the facing. I cut the shape of the keyhole first, then I will go ahead and cut the fabric. Just cut it according to how I want it, like the shape I want for it, okay? You can decide to make it square, you can decide to make it circle, as far as you have gotten the main point you're turning with the fabric. The remaining side can carry any shape, okay? So like I said in the part 1, I'm managing my fabric, and that's why my facing is so small, but at the end of the day it still came out well. So another thing I would advise is, if you have a weaving machine, go ahead and weave your facing all around first before placing it. But I don't have a weaving machine, so I will just go ahead and continue sewing like that. So now that I've gone ahead to get the facing, you can see me here that I'm still trimming it. I'm making it smaller. So like I said, it depends on how you want it. Once you've gotten the curve, the keyhole part, accordingly, the remaining part depends on you. So I'll go ahead and sew it round. After sewing it round, don't forget that when you're sewing it, right side is facing right side. So here now you have to flip it to the wrong side. Can you see what I'm doing? You place your facing right side before you sew it together. Then you flip it to the other side. You go ahead and iron it, okay? So you can see me trying to arrange it because I did not want to go and iron at this point. But please make sure you go ahead to iron your own. It will make your work easy and very seamless for you. So after attaching the facing now, I will just go ahead and add the band to it. If you are a returning subscriber, I want to say very big thank you. I'm grateful. Thank you so much. I love you so much. So here now, you can see me, I'm measuring the keyhole. Remember, we used the 1 inch to cut, unfold, which now gave us 2 inches, but it's already giving us 2.5. Why? Because you know we've already turned with facing, so there's extra inches coming out of it. So I'll go ahead and mark 1/4. After folding it into two to get the midpoint, I will mark 1/4 so that I will know that this is where the other part of the keyhole will stop, and this is the other part of the keyhole will stop. So the notch I just made is just to serve as a guide, okay? So now when you're placing your collar, make sure you start placing it from the center back, okay? So you pin it down at the center back. You are opening the collar. You can see how I'm spreading it. That's how you spread it. You first of all pin one part, or you can decide to sew it, just round it like that, and you go ahead to weave, but it's not going to be neat, okay? So just use this method. Pin one part of it. Go ahead to pick the part we notched and place it on where the keyhole is, okay? So that you know how to arrange the remaining parts. You see what I did here, right? So you just do it that way. Then you pick the other notched part, pick the other end of the keyhole area also, place it there, then you pin it down. then you arrange the other side to the center back. So you're just going to pin it all around straight to the center back. I will do the same thing to the other side and sew it round. Then I'll come back. So here now I've sewn it, and this is what we have. So please, after sewing that part now, you see what we have. We want to have a neat finishing, right? That's why we are doing it this way. So you push the part you've joined now, the part you've sewn now, push it inside and fold this other part on top of it. Okay, so the part you've joined to the main bodice, fold it inside, then you push this other side of the collar on top, like you're covering the part you've already sewn with this other part. Can you see what I'm doing? You will fold it in. Okay, can you see? Fold it in and fold it on top of the other thread you use in running it round the other time. Then you go ahead and pin it all round. So I will do it like this until I'm done pinning it fully. You have to pin it so that it will be easier for you to work with, and you have a straight and neat finishing also. So this is how I will continue pinning it until I'm done pinning the whole neckline round. But I will go off camera to do the pinning to save our time and our data. Okay, so you can see how I'm pinning it, right? That's how you will go ahead to pin it. As you're folding it, you are pinning it. As you're folding it, you're pinning it. Make sure that the part you are folding in is equal all through. If you're folding 1/4 inch in, make sure that's what you're folding all through. If you're folding 1/2 inch in, make sure that's what you're folding all through. Okay, so that one part will not be wider than the other. So I'll go ahead and do the folding here, and I've already folded everything and I've pinned. You can see the pins on it. I've folded everything inside and I've pinned. So where the pins are is the inside, the wrong side of the fabric. So I'll flip it to the right side and go and sew. So after sewing it, this is what we have, and I've gone ahead to remove the pins from it. So the next thing we'll be doing now is to go ahead and pipe the armhole area. Like I said, I just cut a straight strap of fabric. Now the fabric was too short. I'll go ahead and join it together, then I will pipe it. You know how you use your bias to pipe your dresses. That's what I will do. I've gone ahead to pipe both armhole here. So now after piping it, the next thing I will go ahead to do now is to join the front and the back together. Okay, we'll be joining the front and the back together. But first of all, you know, we've not worked on the trouser part of this jumpsuit since. So now I will be bringing the front and the back together. Then first of all, I will join the front, the crotch area now, from the waist to the crotch. That's the first place. If you're making a trouser or a jumpsuit, the first place to work on is the crotch area when sewing. Go ahead and sew it down with 1/2 inch. Don't exceed 1/2 inch, please. If you exceed 1/2 inch, you're already shorting your measurement. Okay, then on the back pattern, we'll be joining also from the waistline, the center back, to the lower part. So that is that about that. So you can see what I'm doing here now. I'm leaving a space where my zipper will rest on, and I came down by 6 inches from the waistline. So from that 6 inches I came down with is what I will mark all along. Now remember that from the beginning we added extra 1 inch for dart intake. So I'm just going to mark the dart legs and the dart lines, which is 1/2 inch on both sides. That made it 1 inch. So I'm just going to notch the 3 parts I marked for the dart. Okay, so after notching them, now don't forget that we are not picking the dart. And like I said in the part 1 of the video, I added this dart because of my tummy. I want something to give me freeness so that it will fit me because it's a jumpsuit. Okay, so now this is how I'm going to fold it. I will fold it and press it down, but here now I'm just using my pin. I will fold it down. Can you see what we have on this one? I will go ahead and fold it on top each other. You know those trousers that have darts but they didn't sew the dart, but you'll see the dart gator by the time they iron it. That's what I'm doing here, but it is optional. If you have a figure 8 shape, you just make yours according to your shape. Okay, so I'm just doing what works for me here now, so it is not mandatory. Okay, so the next thing I will do now is to go ahead and join the upper part and the lower part together. So I'll go ahead and notch the front part of the upper part of the jumpsuit, I will notch the front. Then on the other side now, I will spread the trouser part. Now this is what I was saying in part 1, that I already explained how to correct it. Now you can see that the top itself is bigger than the trouser for the front pattern. Why? Because I did not use the waistline of the jumpsuit to cut the waistline of the upper part. Take note of that. Don't make that mistake. After drafting your jumpsuit, you know you'll be starting with the trouser part. Go ahead, use the waistline you have for the front to draft the waistline of the upper part for the front. Then the waistline that you are having for the back, use it to draft the waistline of the upper part of the back, okay? Because you know we're adding extra 2 inches to the back of the jumpsuit. So the waistline for both the front and back is not going to be the same, okay? So from the beginning, I just use my normal waistline to draft both front and back. That's why you're seeing that the fabric is bigger. The upper part is bigger. So for the back pattern now, the mistake for the back now is that the upper part is now smaller than the back. So the same way it affected the front, it affected the back. But how to correct it? Use the waist measurement you have for the back to draft for the upper part of the back. Then use the waist measurement you have for the front to draft for the upper part of the front. By doing that now, you see everything will align. So what I did, I went to add extra fabric to the back because it has to align. Okay, it has to align. So on the sides of the upper part of the back, I went to attach fabric to it. See it here, you can see that it's not equal. If you place it together, you still get some extra inches at the side, which is not meant to be so. On the other side, it is the same thing. So like I've been singing right from the part 1 of the video, draft your trouser part first. So whatsoever waist measurement you get for the front pattern, you use it for the front trouser, use it to cut the upper part of the front. So here now you can see that I've joined the fabric to the back pattern. Can you see? Because of course, you know, all the allowances that we need is added to the back. So the same thing affects the upper part of the back, okay? If you do not understand it, I will make a fitted jumpsuit video very soon for us to see, okay? But for now, just listen to the instruction and follow as I'm saying it. So now I've already gone ahead to make the upper part and the lower part equal for the back. So I'll go ahead and join them together. So after joining them together, this is what we have. I've gone ahead to join them, the upper part. So the next thing, when sewing the trouser, after attaching the crotch area, bring the midpoint of the crotch of the front and back crotch together. Then you pin it. Make sure that the seam lines, they are meeting, okay? Make sure that the seam lines are meeting. Then you sew from the crotch point now that you've pinned together. Sew from that place down first on the other side, then go ahead to the other side and sew it down. If you sew from the lower part straight down to the other lower part, it will not rhyme, okay? It is going to jump. That's just the trick to sew this part. So after that, you go ahead and join the sides together. So you can see what I'm doing here, but I am attaching pockets to it. And again, because I don't want this video to be too long, I did not attach the pocket parts to this video because I already have a video on my channel on how to make this sides pocket. So I will also be dropping the link in the description box. So when you go to look for the part 1 in the description box, you will also see the link on how to attach your pocket in the description box also. So I will just go ahead and join the sides, okay? You can see the excess fabric from the front pattern. So I will go ahead and mark where my pocket will be starting from. Normally, if you're fixing your pocket, it is 2 inches from your waistline. That's the standard, okay? So I will just go ahead and mark the width of the pocket so that I will know where to sew. But I didn't show us how to do the pocket here. So I will just go ahead and join the sides together, attach my pocket, then we can now go to the next phase. If you're still watching at this time and you find this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up, leave your thoughts. I want you to comment what you think about the video. I really love feedback, positive feedback, negative feedback. I learned from all of them. So here now I've attached the pocket to it, and this is what we have. So I'll go ahead and hem the lower part of the jumpsuit. Can you see? Just fold it according to the inches of allowance you added to the lower part. That's the amount you will use to hem. So after hemming the lower part, we will go ahead and attach the zipper to it. So I will be attaching the zipper to it off camera also. I'll just go ahead and attach the zipper, and we have come to the end of the video. So I hope you find this video helpful. You can see how lovely it looks on my body from the armhole area. Everything is well relaxed. You can see that my armhole is not showing also. So everything is relaxing very well. Bye. Thank you for watching.